Denver has just seen the single biggest monthly price drop ever. And we're going to take a look at what's going on. It's the beginning of August. July numbers are out. Summer has been in full swing, and there's some anomalies out there. So what is happening? Well, we're going to start with the inventory like we always do. So new listings, we're looking at a 3-year time frame here. New listings are up 7%. Nothing out of the ordinary. But active listings right now are up 27% year over year. This is the headline out there. This is what everybody's saying. And in fact, we haven't seen this much inventory since 2012, 2011 now, even over 25,000 units for sale in the Denver metro area. Pending listings. What's nice here is we are up 7% year over year, which is great. That means more people are attempting to buy this year than they did last year. But closed listings are down 1.4%. And we're seeing a lot of this out there. We're seeing a lot of contracts fall out of contracts. I was just out earlier this week with multiple houses that have been under contract once or twice before, whether that's inspections, financing, whatever. That's what's happening. So even though more buyers are putting offers out there and getting them accepted, not as many closings are happening, which is interesting. Days in the MLS, of course, is rising up to 46. Not too crazy, but again, this is a number that's in a vacuum here. It feels like a lot longer. Month supplies at 4.4 months, which is officially a buyer's market. It's supposed to be a balanced market, but really we've been in such a seller's market for so long, it feels like an extreme buyer's market right now because we haven't seen this amount of inventory since, again, 2012, at least not this many months of inventory. Okay, then showings, we've got average about 9 per listing per before going under contract, and then about 4 showings a month per listing. Okay. Close price. Here's the big story. Sorry to keep you waiting. The entire metro area is what we're looking at now. So you're talking all the way up from Boulder all the way down to Castle Rock. We went from 580 down to 565, $15,000. That is totally normal. Okay. What is not normal is Denver proper. We went from 610,000 in June as the median price down to 547,000. That's north of a 10% drop in one single month. And I went back and I tried to find in history when the last time we've had a price drop that big in one single month. And I couldn't find it. I'm looking back the last 15, 16 years here, all the way to 2009, and we don't have it. I even looked up at 2008 to see what I could find historically. The best I could find was this article about a 13% price drop in 2008, but this is over a 12-month period. Now, we are not there for the 12-month period. We are down 4.4% here year over year, but we're just kind of stuck in this range here from about 525 up to about 600,000. But then we can look at some other places, thinking it's all doom and gloom out there, and we can look at Centennial. And man, they're up 7.1% year over year, right? Let's take a look at Littleton. They're up 2% year over year and only dropped by 12,000 month over month. Parker, this is where you got to dig closer. There's a lot of micro markets in Denver, and different markets are doing different things. The first-time homeowner market, sub $500,000 price, is getting hit pretty darn hard because it's cheaper to rent for a lot of people than it is to buy. I've got some recent clients that are making the same decision that they would rather rent because it's a better price than it is to buy right now in that price range. So it's very interesting. And if you have any questions, I'm going to urge you, feel free or reach out. I'm available anytime. Call me, text me. I actually answer my phone, or you can just get on my weekly email, kind of stay up to date on what the market is doing. Now, what does this mean going forward here for buyers and sellers? Well, if you're on the sell side, okay, what I will say is temper your expectations. You're going to have to negotiate more. You're not going to get what you think you might be able to get. That's just the reality of it. And you're going to have to play ball with buyers. If you overshoot the price out of the gate, you will make less money in 4 to 6 months when you finally close than pricing it right immediately. I know it's painful, and us agents are just, we lie to you all the time, right? But some of us have been doing this long enough to know, and we track what we thought it would sell for, what the homeowner wanted to list it for, and what we ended up closing at the end of the day. And it's usually pretty accurate. Okay. We're not here to tell you to list it low just so we have an easy sale. Trust me, that's never anyone's objection in our space. It's to get you as much as possible. And when I tell you pricing it right out of the gate is how you will get as much as possible, that's what's going to happen. But we do this every single day. We know you only do this once every 5 to 10 years. So we understand there's a disconnect and we got to work together to get there. If you're on the buy side, now's your time to shine. Okay. Now, inventory will be decreasing from now until January. It happens every single year. Prices will follow. Generally, we're in a 5 to 10% range from June to January as far as price fluctuation goes. So you can technically get a better deal on a house in the coming months. But with decreased inventory too is what you're looking for going to actually be available. So you have room to negotiate. Don't be a jerk about stuff and put offers in 20% below asking, but run the comps, run the numbers, look at the active inventory and see how many are pending in that same neighborhood. So if there's, for example, this is absorption rate positioning, right? When I talk with the seller, I go, hey, there's 10 currently active and there's one under contract. That means there's one buyer in the last 30 days. So now how do we price your home with the same features and benefits in the proper price to be the next one to sell within the next 30 days? Because there might only be one buyer over the next 30 days. Look at the neighborhood, see how much is for sale, and then you can position your offer properly on the buy side. And again, if you need to reach out and want clarity on what is a crazy market, just call me, text me, get on my weekly email. And if you are thinking about moving here and you're wondering where you should be checking out, check out this video. It goes over some of the hottest hotspots right now in the Denver metro area.